Am I the asshole for putting an outside lock on my bathroom to prevent my wife from using it? My wife and I bought a house together about 6 months ago. This is our first time living together. Our house is an old American house that has been reformed many times. As a consequence of this, it has a silly layout where there are 2 bathrooms right next to each other that share the same wall. When we pulled the trigger on buying it, we made an agreement that I'd take the bathroom on the left with the shower and she'd take the bathroom on the right with a bathtub. Hers is much more spacious than mine. I soon learned though that my wife preferred to use my bathroom, but only to defecate. She'll go pee or take a bath or do her makeup in her bathroom. But when the time comes to have a bowel movement, she only wants to use my toilet. I usually wouldn't mind this, but the issue is that she sits very far forward on the seat, which leaves streaks in the bowl virtually every time she goes. I first tried approaching this civilly by asking why she used my bathroom. She gave me a vague answer about preferring it. Then I asked if she could at least sit back a bit more. She said it was none of my concern how she sat on the toilet. I offered to change bathrooms with her, to which she said no thanks. Then I asked her to stop using it and she said it was her house too, so she should be allowed to go wherever she wants. I'm honestly tired of opening the toilet lid to see her stool stuck to the bowl. The day before yesterday I installed a lock on the door that I could open with a key. At first she didn't seem to take the hint. She asked me for a key for the bathroom, to which I said no. Then as she really had to go, she started to panic and asked me again and again to open it. I told her that she has a perfectly good toilet in her bathroom. She finally relented but came out of the bathroom extremely upset with me. She's been ticked off and demanding that I remove the lock since. Was I out of line here? Not the asshole. How utterly bizarre. Both her insistence on using your toilet and her apparent refusal to clean up after herself. WTF, why is she being weird and gross? Tell her to clean up after herself, not the asshole. Not the asshole, why can't she defecate in her own toilet? Does she not want to clean up her own mess? That's disgusting. Man. Start going too in her toilet. Why didn't you just start going to crap in her toilet? I have a feeling that would have solved your problem. She would probably much rather clean after herself than you. Then as she really had to go, she started to panic and asked me again and again to open it. This line really has me wondering why she would panic. That is a bizarre reaction to the situation. As always, communication is the key. Sit down with her to discuss this. She said it was none of my concern how she sat on the toilet. Well, yes it is. If she is leaving her stools on your toilet for you to look at. Would you agree to her using your bathroom if she agreed to clean the toilet every single time? WTF, is this some kind of power move she is trying to pull? Anyway, not the asshole, you guys had an agreement and she is going back on it with no real explanation why. Not the asshole unless you don't look into why your feral spouse isn't fully house-trained yet. Her prefrontal cortex should by now have the capacity for her to understand that adults don't leave their scat trails in toilets. Not the asshole. She is obviously using your bathroom to shit in because she doesn't want the mess smell in her bathroom. You've talked with her about it and she won't be reasonable. So, sure, put a lock on the outside. I don't get why you guys have your own bathrooms. But whatever. That being said, this doesn't sound like it's going to be a good marriage if you can't even work out shitting. arrangements. My dude. I was all set to ream you a new one. Based on your title. But your wife is just rude and disrespectful. And gross. Lock away and tell her to scrub her own skid marks out of her own toilet. Or not. It's literally her own shush tea show. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Don't all adult people clean the toilet if it gets dirty after using it. This would drive me crazy in a relationship. Not the asshole. It sounds like your wife doesn't want to deal with her own mess. Wow. That's not gonna last. She doesn't want to clean the toilet. She doesn't want to get her toilet dirty. You can't cope with that. I wouldn't either. Man. Don't be mad at me. But I think she's an entitled and selfish woman. Run as quick as you can. Not the asshole. You tried to solve this problem in many different ways. Nothing worked. If I said YTA, I would feel obligated to suggest a better way to resolve this, and I can't find one. Not the asshole. That's gross. Why can't she flush properly? Why can't she at least clean up after herself? She started to panic. Does she have some sort of bathroom trauma, or does she simply not want to clean a toilet bowl? Has she considered changing her diet if her own poop is so offensive to her? Very, very odd. Where was she living before? Has she always had a poop-only bathroom at her old place? Not the asshole, but something's up with your wife. I'm guessing some sort of anxiety OCD issue that she's too embarrassed to admit to. Doesn't make it your problem though. I'd keep the lock on the door until she's willing to see a counselor. Not the asshole. I would explain clearly to your wife what your personal bathroom boundaries are and not go back on them, and keep the lock on since she has no respect for your space. Also maybe wonder a bit why you're with someone who purposely makes other people deal with her feces. I'm screeching, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing. I have absolutely no advice to de-escalate the situation because I thankfully have no experience with grown-ass adults who don't understand that you don't just mess up someone's toilet like that and act innocent. She's clearly doing it on purpose because the idea of pooping in her own loo drives her to tears, so she is very clearly aware of what she's doing to you. If she refuses to act like an adult, IDK. Buy her a litter box maybe. My wife and I bought a house together about 6 months ago. This is our first time living together. This section alone spells disaster. You're not the asshole, but oh boy is this not over for you. Tears of joy. Not the asshole. If she can't use a toilet brush, it's either the lock or you doing the same to her bathroom. Toilet wars ahead. Start pooping in hers and leave it in the toilet. When she complains, tell her that she said the whole house with hers to do whatever she wanted with, so you assumed it was the same for you too. And when she asks you to clean it, say why you never cleaned your poop off of the toilet in my bathroom. If she is so mad about you asking her to use her own, are you going to do as a couple when you have a real problem? This is not good. This is a prime example of a red flag. You are getting some great advice. Start changing things now before stuff like this becomes acceptable. Good luck. Intar. She's being pretty hurtful. It's like I feel superior to you, so much so that I won't shit in my bathroom. Instead, I defecate in your bathroom and leave shit behind for you to see and smell. I don't know what kind of power trip she's on, but it's weird and disrespectful. You literally have 2 bathrooms and she will only shit in yours. Just a real dick move.